Good evening, Facebook friends. Baxter Cribs here with you once again from the Church of Christ. My second time this evening for trying this, as I am trying a new software program to be able to broadcast onto Facebook called BeLive.tv. And hopefully this one is working. No sound worked in the first one, so we have to start over to see if we can get it right. But I wanted to share with you this evening what we learned in class. On Wednesday nights, we meet from 7 to 8, and we're at right now studying, going through the Old Testament and seeing what they did back then, learning from their mistakes or just the history part of it, and then seeing what we can learn out of it from the New Testament. But my takeaway from this evening, because in that, what we found in 1 Kings chapter 6 was Solomon is there. He has now become king, and David has died and passed on. And he had said that God had told him that his son would build the temple there in Jerusalem, and it would be a great temple. And David collected a lot of the stuff to go with that, donated some of his own riches and everything that you can find in Chronicles, First Chronicles 26 and 29, I think it is, where he donated a bunch of stuff of his own to the building of God's temple to have it ready. And of course, David couldn't build it because he had blood on his hands, is what it says in chapter 29 of Chronicles also. But so anyway, all these people came together in the book of Kings, from those of King Hiram up in Tyre down to Solomon. He went down and told Solomon, I'm glad that you're on the throne. I like David. We were great friends, so forth. And then Solomon said, okay, here's what I need from you because I want to build this temple. I need cedar trees from your place up there. And Hiram was glad to do that. He said, but I need food in place of that to feed for the work that we do. And when you read through the chapter, it has many, many, many thousands of people that it took to do the work and to be able to get those trees off of those mountains down into the water, and then to bring them out by the Mediterranean Sea back into the port of Joppa there for Solomon to get those things, to be able to have cedars to cut up to use in building of the temple of God. And so anyway, so they exchanged those things and brought that down. Now, and you can read about that there, of what happened in those 18 verses while they're getting ready to do that. My takeaway from that is that we have a comparison, that you have David said, God told him his son, I don't know if he named him as Solomon, but that he would build a temple for people to worship them in, where the males of the Israelite nation would have to come together 3 times a year to worship God and to do all these things that God specified for them to do at that time. Now, so there's one part, is you got a father and a son saying he will build a temple. If I go to the New Testament and New Testament times, I should say, to me, the New Testament church begins in Acts of the first chapter, but the New Testament times, because it is in a Greek writing, starts in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And God tells us all through the scriptures, I will send my son, he will build a kingdom, which is his church. And the idea that I understand from that is basically he's going to sit on the throne of David like Solomon sat on the throne of David, and he's going to rule, but with a different priesthood, which was from the Levitical priesthood, was Ezra and Aaron and all those. Jesus came from the tribe of Judah, but he is a priest. He changed the priesthood because of what he done, which was he came and set up a church, his church, purchased it with his own blood, according to Acts 20 and 28. Therefore, he owns it. He can make the rules, and so he changed it. So my comparison is we have thousands of great men giving their lives to build a temple of God and sacrificing and putting things into it. Opposite of that, so no comparison and contrast. So contrasting that would be that you have God giving his son one man sacrificing his life to build the church. And now both of those thrones, which is the same throne, belongs to God. Here Solomon sat on it. Jesus sits on it even today. And so we see those parallels going on there. Great sacrifices being made on both sides. Son of fathers sitting on that throne, and great kingdoms being ruled. And that's just a comparison that I can see in myself, or contrast, whichever way you wish to view that, in being able to say, here's what I learned this evening. And I like to make parallels like that in the scriptures because it connects the whole Bible as a book, as you can see how God unfolded his prophecy and what he wanted to accomplish to be able to save man through his son, Jesus Christ. My friends, I hope you found this valuable this evening. And if you have, I hope you share it with somebody. Leave a comment below. And if you'd like to come and visit us, we are in Waycross, Georgia, at the corner of Tebow Street and Riverside. Our worship times on Sunday, or our times we come together to meet, would be at 9 to 9:45 for Bible study. Worship hour is 10 to 11 a.m. or 11:15, somewhere in that area. And then again at 5 to 6 on Sunday evenings. On Wednesday evenings, we meet at 7 to 8. On Tuesdays, there's a ladies' Bible class, I believe starts at 7 also. And on Thursdays, there is a new person's Bible class where we have several new people that are there, and they meet with the preacher and other members to ask questions and learn and go over the basic things about the scriptures so they can put that together as a journey of God's people and how Jesus came into the world to save us and to give us eternal life. If you'd like to meet the preacher, it is Tom Edwards is at the top of this page, the Church of Christ page here. And you should be able to find his phone number somewhere on there as well. Give him a call. He would love to talk with you and see what he could help you with. Thank you, my friends. Until next time, have a good evening, and we will see you, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Thank you now.